Yeah, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Captain's Quarter. So I'm Captain Tony, and I come from Turku, Finland. Turku is the place where most of our ships have been built. However, Anthem was built in Germany in 2015. And right now we are building the biggest cruise ship ever, the Icon of the Seas in Turku. So actually I went to see Icon roughly 4 weeks ago, and I can tell you it's going to be an incredible ship. Otherwise, I'm fourth generation working at sea in my family. So my father, he used to work as a chief engineer. His father was a captain, and his father was a chief engineer. Now I'm a captain, so if I end up getting a son, he will be a chief engineer again. So I guess we are still not able to decide which one is a better position. Otherwise, I joined the Navy when I was 17 years old. Back then, I was not driving the ships. I was holding a position of military police. And then later on, I joined the Maritime Academy, and that takes normally 4.5 years, and then you need more sea time, and you build up with your licenses, and so on. But anyhow, in 1999, they were building the Watcher of the Seas in Turku. And then, once the ship has been built, they have an open doors for local people. So whoever wants to see the ship, they can just go there and take a look. So that's what I did as well. So I went on board the Watcher of the Seas, and suddenly I ran into the captain. Nice gentleman, Captain Svein Pedersen. And I told him that you have a beautiful ship, everything looks absolutely amazing, and I would like to work with Royal Caribbean. So then in 2003, I got a call that I have been hired. And my first ship was Watcher of the Seas, where I started as a second officer. So now I have more than 20 years with Royal Caribbean, and more than 10 years as a captain. And I have been working on 11 different Royal Caribbean ships. And I was filling in here after a pandemic, and I was really happy to come back here. Anthem is my favorite ship. And I hope you are enjoying your cruise. And yeah, one person is clapping, better than nothing. Yeah, so nice to have you, and we are ready for the questions. So let's see what our chief engineer will tell us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Goran. I'm the chief engineer on board Anthem of the Seas. I'm coming to you from a place called Dubrovnik in Croatia. They told me it's also known as a Game of Thrones capital. I'm not sure, I'm watching it. So. I joined Royal Caribbean last century, so I've been here since 1999. I'm trying to remember which ship I was on, so I started with Viking Serenade out of LA at that time. I've been participating in a few new buildings, like Captain says, in Turku, also in the Papenburg. I've been participating in a few projects in Nassau, Bahamas, and for the past 10 years I've been serving as a chief engineer on the Royal Caribbean. So what chief engineer does is technical departments in charge of the power generation, water production, environmental regulation to follow, etc. So if you have any technical questions later on, I'm here. Next in line for the
Morning, folks. I'm the other Tony, by the way. So we're going in that line. We have the standard joke in here. A little while ago, everyone seems to be wanting to call Tony these days. But anyways, I come from the island of Sardinia in the Mediterranean, where I was born a few years back. I am now I now call Canada my home. I've been there for over 40 years, so I have lived longer in Canada than in Italy. My start adventure with the sea actually started quite early in life, but not by choice. I was drafted into the Italian Navy, and I spent 3 years there, and trust me, the surroundings were not as comfortable as you're experiencing today. So, yeah, you know what that meant to have stabilizers, Captain. No such a thing. I think you can relate to that. I've been with the company for almost 24 years. We have some similarities in this group. My tenure with the company was actually with the Voyager of the Seas in 1999. Since then, I have served in pretty much most markets that the company serves. You know, one of my most interesting adventures was the launch of our brand in China, where I spent close to 7 years. So that was rather interesting. As hotel director, I'm responsible, as the title suggests, for the hotel operation. Anything that involves the hotel as a standalone operation, and assisting me in doing that, I have an extremely capable team of managers and division heads, which deliver the product to you, our valued guests. And last but not least, Katie.
Well, thank you very much. These are our wonderful officers right here. And now it's over to you, lovely people out there, our friends. We have Felix to my right. We have Angelo to my left. They are walking around with a microphone. So if you do have a burning question, now is the time to raise your hand. Once again, introduce yourself. Whereabouts are you coming from in the world? And who your question is for. I know we have a junior cruiser upstairs. Maybe Felix, you're closer to the stairs right there. Anybody over to our left in the meantime? There we go, a gentleman with his hand up. And we'll start with you, sir. We'll start with you, Angelo. Thank you very much.
So employee engagement has changed a lot on land post-COVID, but has it changed at all on sea post-COVID? Oh, my name's Joe.
Where are you from, Joe?
From Toronto.
Wonderful.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Appreciate the question. As everywhere in the world, you know, engagement with our employees has changed substantially. You know, post-COVID, we had to you know, not only deal with the tremendous amount of crew members that found other ways and means, obviously supporting their families, you know, given the time lapse that we had there. And you know, and then we had to really engage in you know, going back, finding, you know, those markets that were supplying obviously the skill sets that we need for the hospitality industry, and we had to start. We had to source close to 8,000 new crew members, which is a massive amount, a massive undertaking. But you know, I'm very happy to report that right now we are back up to par, and we're actually starting to build our, you know, ongoing reserves for the operations that we are building, such as the Icon and so on. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much. Right, we're going up to the balcony on our right, gentlemen, with our first junior cruiser. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my name is Robbie. I'm from Wales, and my question is, if there's animals in the sea, like in front of you, what do you do to like get right past them?
Oh, animals. That's an interesting question. Actually, we were just standing there a few minutes ago, and we saw a huge whale. Was just jumping around right next to the ship. So once we are on duty on the bridge, we can see a lot of whales in this area and dolphins and everything else. And normally we don't need to basically do anything. We just keep going. All these whales and you name it, they know that we are coming. And I know in the past there was some stories that the ship hit a whale or something like that, but normally the whale is already dead when that happens. So they are very, very smart, very smart creatures, and they know how to stay away from us. So hopefully you have a chance to see something in the ocean.
Fantastic. Thank you for the question. Okay, back to our left with Angela.
Does the captain run through? I'm Nick Bradshaw from Belfast, and I would like to know, does the captain run simulations like the pilots of planes do?
So are you asking about the pilots or pilot or pilot?
He wants to know, do you work on a simulator or do you just learn on the boat? I think that's what he wants to know.
Okay, the training, yes, both ways. So our training is quite similar to the airline pilots. So more or less every year we need to do and pass these trainings. So we do it at the simulator. Right now it's in Rotterdam. So the training never stops. First of all, we have our license required trainings, which you need to renew every 5 years, and then every year there's something company required training. So yes, we do have a simulator where we exercise.
Fantastic, thank you. Back up to the balcony.